many of our ideas come from our real lives. But many of the ideas come from just our family, things, crazy things our kids do, or things that we come across all the time.
In the butt, okay?
Turn around, my friend. I'll do my best.
Wait.
Turn around. Well, my son wanted an airsoft gun, which is a little gun that shoots plastic BBs, and he really, really wanted it for a long time. So we finally relented, but there was one rule.
No. The agreement was that if he shoots someone, you shoot him.
That was my way of deterring him from shooting anybody or killing any birds or anything. I thought that was good parenting. I'm not so sure anymore.
And so I was with my cousin outside after pool, and my cousin said, hey, Griffin, I dare you to shoot me. I'm like, okay. And he sits down, and I shoot him like 5 times in the back. And then my dad comes out and says, get dressed.
4 times. He's got too many layers of clothes. Oh.
Again. Come on.
Yeah, and just like in the pilot, we shot him.
But I told him how to dress. I said, put a lot of clothes on. This is going to hurt, like, bad.
Now my turn to you.
No, wait, I didn't do anything. Did that hurt?
You told me like 3 times.
Did that hurt?
A little.
A little on top?
A little bit on top.
I don't want you ever to do this again.
I am terrified of pigeons, but really, ugh, like I hate them. So the Mitchell story came from me, and that really happened to me. I was home one day with the youngest son who was napping, and my husband was out with the 2 older boys, and I'm sitting on my couch, and all of a sudden in the fireplace I just hear a like that. And I go running up the stairs, and then realize that if my son wakes up from his nap, he's going to need something to eat. So I go running down the stairs, get the food, run back up, and hole myself up in the bedroom next to my son's and call my husband, who was at a movie. But I did not do what Mitch did. I don't think I would be able to do that if I really had to. I think I would sooner climb out the window and go to a restaurant and get him food there, because I can't. Ugh.
I think my family likes being the inspiration. I know that my sister was pretty excited about the figure skating story being told in an episode, On Guard, which is actually written by Danny Zucker, in that Mitch and Claire have a past where they were a figure skating team, and as embarrassing as it is, I too have a past where I was a part of a figure skating team with my sister.
Claire? No way.
Get up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
In that episode, they've never really discussed the breakup of the figure skating team, and so Manny's fencing unearths that past, and they finally deal with that. Mitch and Claire talk about it, and eventually wind up in the parking lot reenacting their old routine. And actually, during the making of that, I decided to finally broach that same subject with my sister, which when we had not discussed the end of our short-lived figure skating career.
No, look, I'm gonna be fine.
We know, Dad.
We don't know that. It's a miracle I'm standing up.
The show Up All Night, there's a Phil and Claire story that was sprung from my own personal suffering. I woke up like middle of the night, 2 in the morning, and
with like heart. He told me that his heart was beating really fast, and I said, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I think you really have to call 911."
And so these firemen came in, and they were all
and one after another. It's like 6 different
people in my bedroom, and each one is better looking than the next. Anyway, we fast forward 2 years. And this is where the story picks up for Phil and Claire.
Oh, honey.
I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I'm just, okay, that's cancer.
But I'm on the ground in my underwear. There's a knock at the door, and it's like, oh, firemen are here. And she comes out of her closet, her bedroom, and she's like all dolled up. And she's like wearing like a sundress. She claims it wasn't a sundress.
It's not a sundress.
What was it then? It was something low cut. It was very... But she looked like a supermodel. And coming to the door, she had makeup on. And I'm like, you got dressed up for the firemen.
I'm out here convulsing in agony, and you're looking for cute tops to wear?
I just threw on the first thing I could find.
Well, we got a minute if you want to try on some tighter jeans.
Oh.
there's no like opposite thing that can happen. Like she can't get sick and be rescued by, you know, the swimsuit illustrated models. They're not going to come into the room and I'm going to get dressed up for them. They don't generally come when you call.
What is that? That looks like a cigarette burn. Was one of you smoking a cigarette?
No.
Which one of you was smoking?
It's not me. I have a respiratory.
Obviously, it wasn't you. Now I've got a family of liars and smokers.
When I was a kid, my parents found a gouge in our family room wall and herded all of us kids together on the couch in the family room, actually not unlike this room and not unlike this couch, and demanded to know where did this hole in the wall come from, and none of us confessed. And in a sort of fit of bluffing, my father said, then we're not having Christmas until someone confesses. And we all sat there stunned, no one confessing. And sure enough, the tree started to come down and the decorations came down and there was no sign of Christmas in our house for days. And then on Christmas Eve, he finally gave in and said, all right, we can put Christmas back up. And we raced like crazy to put everything back up, and we did have our Christmas. About a month later, we found out that the gouge in the wall had been made by movers who had come in and were moving a piece of furniture. So it hadn't been our fault. In the episode, Phil, has the same bluff because they find the burn in the couch, and it turns out to be none of the kids' fault, and Phil gives them a trip to Italy. My father did not give me a trip to Italy. Dad.
Mitchell, how do these look to you?
Like they're dying.
I gave my wife flowers and had them delivered, and she decided they didn't look quite fresh enough. She decided she was disappointed in that.
I got all medieval on the florist.
Oh, Cam, I heard you on the phone. You said you were displeased, but that's hardly going medieval.
Excuse me, I said very displeased, and I used my cowboy voice, so...
Well, she started thinking about it and looking at the flowers, and she decided, well, maybe they don't look as bad as they're supposed to look. I sort of made it sound like they looked really bad, and she was worried that they would come and say these aren't so bad. So she was trying to find a way to age or make the flowers look worse, and she decided to put them in our microwave.
Hello. I don't know what happened. They just somehow lost their vigor. They were like this when we came home.
Cam.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
And that's how they ended up having the flowers catch on fire in the episode 15%.
Look at that. Two things flaming at once.
Let's do this. Okay. Wow.
You okay, Dad?
Yeah, I am. Yep. Gonna take a little more than getting trapped in this small dark space with a wild animal to rattle your old man.
All right.
So I'm Paul Corrigan, and this is my house. And about 3 years ago, I moved in here. And after the cable guy installed the cable, he came out from the crawl space. And he said, is that your hobby, collecting those things down there? For some reason, I didn't ask him what they were, and I have no idea what they are. So Dan O'Shannon is going to come over and help us look for them.
Hey, I'm Dan O'Shannon. This is what I wear on Saturdays. Okay, what do we got?
Well, here's the crawl space. This is where the cable guy came out and told me there's something down there, and good luck.
I'm going in.
What? Buddy?
I want my truck.
Really?
It was the Christmas gift. Could you go get it?
Yeah. Sure. Scoot.
Hey, Dan, what do you see?
Nothing so far. Pipes, wires.
Oh, yeah, those wires are live. Don't touch them.
Oh, thank you. The crate over here. There's car parts down here. You have, in the crate you have some china. Well, it looks to be china. I can't actually tell from down here.
We've also
okay, I think I'm onto it.
Oh, exciting. Yeah, we've also had a sewage leak, so if it's wet, don't touch anything.
You know, a lot of this you could have told me right before I crawled under the house, huh?
I don't think it would have been funny that way.
Okay, great. Now you're funny. Okay. There is a pile of... There's an antler. There's some sort of... You got boxes of all kinds of stuff, including Star Wars figures, but the boxes seem to be empty. A lot of Star Wars figures boxes. So apparently that guy thinks you collect boxes that used to have Star Wars figures in them.
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of boxes.
So I think that's it. I don't think there's any actual Star Wars stuff, just boxes. So I guess he's asking you if you collect Star Wars stuff because of the evidence and all the trash down here. Yeah, oh, here's the antler.
Oh, the antler.
Here's your antler.
We have a lot of animals in Santa Monica that have antlers. Okay. Yeah, well, this is clearly going over the mantle. Be damned what my wife says, and I'm going to treasure it, quite frankly. Yeah, well, I'll survive. You gotta make sure you wash that up before you give it back to Ty.